Craig Sullivan, it's a new year, new logo, same bad attitude. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, but don't say Happy New Year. We're done with that stuff.
No, not yet. I argue, and we'll get into this when we get on the air.
Stop talking about the stuff already. Wait till the show starts, please. Thank you.
Today is all right, so I'll hold that thought. Craig, what time is it?
It's time for a redemption and an audit.
Ooh. Hey everybody, welcome to the Friday Night Audit. We will see about the redemption yet to come, but it is definitely a new year. And again, same bad attitude over here. Craig Sullivan, great to see you. I'm Glenn Huntsman. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, brother.
Yeah?
Are you underwater, snowed in? What's the weather like back there?
Suspiciously warm. Well, not really. Now we're getting back to around seasonal. It's 42 degrees, but it's a warm 42 because there seems to be warm moisture in the air. So when I went outside,
it
yes,
has
Dave.
legit, and I'm sure it's the same for you, Glenn. It's legit been wet outside for 4 days straight. I'm not talking about it's been raining. It's just been wet. Like there's been no rain, but it's wet. I don't get it.
You leave the humidifier on?
Yeah, probably.
We have all this spare water that you guys don't have over there in Cali.
That's true. We're definitely drowning in the stuff right over here right now, Craig. But you had some rain the last few days, but it's finally sunny and you're back to the status quo, huh?
Yes. Everything's drying out here. The sun's been shining. It's a beautiful day. The birds are chirping. Yeah. The only thing we need is daylight savings time to stay.
We do, and I can't wait for that to come. But until we wait for daylight savings time, I think we might as well bring on our guest. What do you think about that?
I think we should too. And I think the audience will remember him from a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The worst fucking drink ever. Okay? And that's being polite.
I had to bring him in right there.
So either Ryan's going to redeem himself or he's going to get 86.
Welcome back to the show, Ryan Huntsman. So good to see you. Wow. I'll tell you, no better way to make you feel comfortable than that kind of an intro, right, Ryan?
You know, why we were kind of saying earlier, they love you when they're still giving you shit. So thank you,
That's
Craig.
right.
And
I love you, Ryan.
Well, to be fair, Craig, we're not the only ones ashamed of him, are we? No.
All right.
I know his mother and his family. They're all ashamed of it.
Yeah, look, that's his wife right there.
Oh, no. That's a proud wife right there. That is, boy, did I marry well.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think that's what she was thinking at that point in time, Ryan.
I'm sure I had a really good, intelligent line right before that.
Now,
go ahead, Craig.
Weren't you telling me earlier that our ad for today's show made it over to your lovely bride's magazine and they were giving her a hard time?
It did. They saw the picture and the first thing they saw was her in the background. They didn't even notice me as the jackass in the front.
Jackass in the Front was the name of my comedy troupe back in college.
Jeez. Yeah, so thank you. I'm really happy that picture made its way back to the internet. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we're very happy to provide that customer service
All
for
right,
you. That's
guys,
what we do.
New year, same problems. Craig's over here drinking.
I got to tell you what, Dave, I went to go grab for my drink several times. I'm like, shoot, got to get to that. But we brought him in. So, hey, Ryan, what are you drinking this year? And then we're going to, we have no choice to take a look at the past.
One shot on Ryan.
Well, I have a sneak peek at Ryan's drink this year. He sent me a sample. Since nobody else sends me samples, he has a customized cookie drink. What he's going to be drinking this year. It is straight ethanol to the face. Just in case you guys wanted to know.
All right, listen, I would like to clarify that the mix-up a couple years ago was due to the fact that I did not know that the mixer contained alcohol.
All right, hold on 1 second here. Hold on. We need to fill the audience in on what's happening here. But before we do that, I got to have a drink. What are you drinking right now, Ryan?
All right. So today's redemption song starts with Tito's.
That's how last episode's one did too.
Yes, but this is going to end better. It's going into a special cup that bears my initial, which makes it taste a little bit better. So you start off with your Tito's or any sort of vodka. Then you move into a grape juice. And you give that a touch of grape juice, not grapefruit. That would change things. Then you get yourself a ginger ale.
Nice.
And give it a touch of ginger ale, and you have yourself what is called a transfusion.
Nice.
And just the 2 seconds behind the transfusion, wait till you try it though. It's a neat drink. It actually came from the country clubs on the East Coast,
Right.
over in your guys' hood, Glenn and Dave. It was a popular drink in the caddy shacks, and the caddies used to drink it. And then all of a sudden, one of the members tried it, and they enjoyed it, and it started moving its way west. And now at all the country clubs, if you go up and ask them for a transfusion, you're going to get one of these, which you will enjoy, as I am right now.
Beautiful. I love it. That's a good drink. I appreciate the choice. Now, there was a big controversy that happened the last time you were on here. It was 2 years ago, and much like former president's Twitter ban, you were in the penalty box there for a little while. So we did want to have you come on and redeem yourself, but I think in order to fully create context here, we need to take a moment and go back in time. Ryan, what are you thinking with this crazy ass drink this week? What's going on?
Okay, so somebody taught me, and I will have to say he's probably somewhere in prison, but he taught me the best drink to make is by adding booze to your booze. Don't mess around with a mixer, okay? So you'll notice that Deep Eddies here is actually a vodka. And what you do is you give it some ice cold Deep Eddies and you mix your vodka with some vodka. And you put that in your Chicago title mug, shameless plug, and enjoy.
Oh boy.
Look at how different all those hairlines were.
I was in full COVID head. That was winter of 2021. That was actually the 4th episode of Friday Night Audit.
Pause. Stop everything. Now, as you guys know, last week I had 102 fever. I ended up having COVID. So give me a second to get through this. I may be short of breath because I'm talking so fast, but
pass out. I
need to call out some bullshit.
Uh-oh.
And he knows where I'm going with this. Right there. You see him going there. Because he said it before the show, and he said it during the show 2 seconds ago, that he didn't know the mixer had vodka in it.
This is no place for fact-checking, Dave.
Yet, the rewind just showed that he was in full vision and fully aware that the Deep Eddies had all the vodka in the world in it.
Oh, God.
Shame on you, Ryan Huntsman, for trying to lie to the people. We know our fact-checking here on No Vacancy Live. Bam. Now
you earned your paycheck today, David.
I'm going to go pass along. I'll be back.
Wow. You the mud and put me on mute?
Wow. Now he's tending to a work issue. It looked like probably another human resources complaint against him. But Ryan, I feel like after that berating, you have been redeemed. So welcome back to the family.
Welcome back to the show, Ryan. Aren't you glad you joined us today?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Uh-oh.
Love you, Dave.
Hold on.
No.
This is
Dave, when you pop back in, you probably should have been prepared for your bit instead of
no. You have to understand.
Come back in later.
Do you guys have a hook?
I have to go die in the corner.
Glenn's got the hook.
But yeah, so
you mean this one?
Yeah, that's the one.
We're on to you, Ryan Huntsman.
Oh my.
I sit on a throne of lies.
And the worst part is that Glenn knew that video was coming. He didn't even want to correct you. He set you up for failure.
I honestly, because we were talking about it pre-show, we kind of like to hang out a little bit and get in the right vibe before we go on air. And I really thought what you were saying is you had learned that lesson prior to it. You had an experience with your wife where that happened, and then you realized how bad it was, but still decided to forge ahead.
You know what? I realized how horrible that drink was, and I just went for the first defensible line. And did not expect this technology didn't exist 2 years ago. I did not think it was going to be on record.
Hey, listen, it's the first time ever anything in social media has come back to haunt somebody. Yeah. So what a shock. Who knew?
Yeah. Now, Ryan, is your wife watching the show today?
Oh, Lord, I hope not. She already knows I'm saying it.
Did you see this picture?
She did. All of her friends sent it to her.
Yeah. She's fled the country. Come
She's
on.
always so proud of me.
Oh, God.
What a great way to start the new year. We start the brand new 2023 on a throne of lies. So this is... Cheers to this show.
I know. Hey, cheers to all of you. Happy New Year to everybody out there. It's great to see you again. Believe it or not, I think we decided this is the beginning of season 3 of Friday Night Audit, but we actually started in February, so we'll probably have an anniversary show then. But I love that this is our 3rd season doing this this show over here. It is so much fun. And
some breaking news.
What? Ooh,
more breaking news because this show has been so successful. Thanks to all the viewers out there. Because this show has provided so many financial opportunities. Glenn, watch yourself for a second. But he's too shy to say it. But if you look at Glenn's background here, this is actually the concept art for the pool house, clubhouse, smokehouse going up in Miami Beach, Florida, people. Coming to you in 2024. Ryan Huntsman and co. are underwriting the entire thing. Craig is the money man behind the scenes. So this is the first ever exclusive view of the Houseman Pool House version 3.0 coming in Miami or 2024.
Or the Radisson Blue Punta Cana. I don't know. Could be either.
There we go.
Again, we're all trustworthy here, so you know you can believe what I'm saying.
That's very true.
But
why would a fact checker try to gaslight anybody? You know? That would be beyond the pale, would be my opinion. All right, so it is a new year, and we were getting this heated debate about when are you done saying New Year's to people? I think today, in this particular week, it's done. This is the last day. Starting next Monday, when we get back to work, we're done with the Happy New Year. I'm sorry, we just got to move on. You could still say, hey, hope you had good holidays, but you can't lead with the Happy New Year. You get 1 week on the holidays thing, and then I think you're done with that, and we move on to Arbor Day or something like that. What do you guys think?
Or Groundhog's Day, like DC.
What about it? I hope you're off to a good New Year. Is that a good substitute for Happy New Year?
That's a good bridge.
Salesman.
Through to the 15th or something like that, right?
All right. I mean, my pants are on fire, so we never know if I really am hoping you a good New Year.
No, I really do think that's a good one, because if you say the Happy New Year thing is one type of greeting, but you got to have something that's going to give you that cushion for the first interaction with that person for the whole month, right? So if things are off to a good New Year, then you've got a lot more wiggle room. I don't think you could pull that off in February, but you could definitely take that to the end of January.
All right. Thank you. Sanctioned.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on us saying happy half year in June and July?
I did that when I was 6 years old. I was excited. I was 6 and a half. Well, there is a in September, isn't there a halfway to St. Patrick's Day thing?
I've never heard of that, but maybe.
Yeah. No. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna Google that.
You're either all in or you're not.
I once knew a guy who was so slow, took such a short bus to school that he actually coordinated his engagement his wedding,
Right.
and then his child was born all on the same day in February. So this man never really had to think much outside of that one day. And I thought, boy, you thought that was a good idea until you had to go shopping.
Wow. All right. So that's amazing. September 17th is the annual celebration. This in 2023, sponsored by Hooligans Irish Pub, is who started that. So
that's my dad's birthday.
I'm telling you, I think that's a great idea for a promotion. If any of you hoteliers out there have bars and stuff, that seems like an easy night to promote drinking halfway to St. Patrick's Day. So I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me.
Irish stew on the menu.
Yeah, you know, when I lived in the Upper East Side in Manhattan in the 90s, and it was the end of the parade routes, right? Up the Upper East Side was the end of the parade routes a lot of times. And St. Patrick's Day, you were dodging vomit on the street for days. It was crazy. It's like you think you're trying to jump over those snow puddles in January, but the real stuff is March 18th, 19th, when that stuff is like festering in the streets.
Hey, we're going to be back into practice when you're in downtown LA in January for Alice. So,
were you living in the Upper East Side when this photo was taken?
No, I was already in Brooklyn at the time. I was even younger then. That's a long time ago. That photo is 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was 25 when that photo was taken.
Yeah, that was a good picture. I like that photo, but I can't use it anymore because obviously that is a much younger human being.
That would probably be your Tinder profile if you ever got dating. Wouldn't it be?
Thank you for thank you, but it's probably
might be left or right.
They just hit close app.
You checked.
So Ryan, tell us, what we were talking last week about, what people's views and visions were for 2023. Aside from not dying from alcohol poisoning, what are your views for the upcoming year?
Avoiding fentanyl. No, I think that we're going to.
That's good because one of mine was to pursue it. I think I'm going to go with yours.
I'm in the transaction world, so we're a really good bellwether for what's going on out there on Main Street. So we have seen a slowdown, and we can't deny it. Open orders are down, and that's what we thrive off of. So it's a sign that something happened. Maybe rates are up. I don't know.
Rates might be up. They might be double what you were.
I thought that the rates were still at a healthy 1.1%. Is that not correct?
Right. You know what though? I mean, I can't blame people.
Only if you're smoking crack.
Finally, you can invest in a CD, and it's maybe worth the amount of time that you're illiquid for. So it is. It's kind of a worrisome time for those of us in real estate because there are other investment vehicles for people, but. There's still a lot of people who need to exchange. There's still a lot of people with debt coming due. And there's still a lot of people that have a ton of equity in their properties, and maybe a patriarch or a matriarch has passed and the trusts are going to change. So there's still a lot of transactions. And, one final thought on that is I don't think we're going to see the big foreclosure boom coming that a lot of people think are going to come.
Yeah, I kept saying that's not going to happen. Once it didn't happen in 2021, I'm like, that's not happening.
Exactly. These companies, let's say you're a bank for a hotel and the keys were just handed back to you. You don't want to manage the thing, but you're not gonna take pennies on the dollar. So you'll put it in receivership. You'll get a good broker, and you'll find an appropriate buyer for it. And you'll take a little bit of a haircut, but you'll still get rid of the asset, not through foreclosure.
Right.
What was the rate you gave Glenn on the development project for the Huntsman 3.0 behind him?
Oh my God! Actually, you guys, I just saw a construction loan cross my desk, and the rate was 11.5%.
Wow!
And it was from a bank.
Wow! Is Jimmy Carter president again?
I know.
No, we'd be sitting at 17. Glenn.
So at that point, you take a loan at 11%. What type of revenues do you need to make to even crack?
Give the keys to the bank. I don't know. I mean, you got to pro forma it in, and as long as you get that kind of a deal and you can get some equity in it,
right,
it's gonna be a tough time.
All right, so I got a question. I got a question for you guys, right? When you talk about giving the keys back to the bank and stuff like that, every time I hear that, I have the same vision of like a 1980s comedy where the guy drives his Porsche up to the golf club, gets out, and tosses his key to the valet guy. When you hear that phrase, what image do you picture in your head?
Oh, I don't know. I like that one.
Somebody actually putting keys into a manila envelope with a letter to their loan officer going, "It's all yours, baby."
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a guy dropping the keys saying, "Good luck," turning in your leased car that you just pulled a couple e-brake donuts in the parking lot.
Dave?
There's really not much to say after that. I mean, I think we probably just wrap up the show here. Good night, folks. We had a great time. No, it's funny because that's the same kind of mindset that I had when I first heard. I never even thought about that type of thing until 2020. I think the first project I heard that happened with was the Hilton Times Square, which is back reopened and thriving, by the way.
Yep.
But at least it looks like it is when I walk past it every day.
I don't think the Applebee's survived though.
No, it's there.
It is?
It's there, and it's open for breakfast. It's open for lunch and dinner.
Lunch, dinners.
That's wonderful. Well, good for them.
They were there the entire time, even when the Hilton was closed.
Yes, that I know.
But they were the first ones I heard about that said, that Blackstone was turning the keys back. So, or they were getting that in back. I forget which one it was, but yeah, I guess in reality, what does that really look like? Like how do you turn the keys in?
Well, I don't think it's going to happen this time again, you guys, though. We learned that in throughout 07 or 08. I think people are going to probably help people modify their loan or, have some sort of a workout with the lender so that somebody else can operate it, especially with hotels, what we all discuss here the most. A hotel is a tough asset to run. So you might as well keep it with somebody who can generate some revenue, work it out with them, and then try to find a new owner.
That's definitely part of it. But you've also got generations at this point that have never even seen double-digit interest rates. So, you're doing your pro forma right now to buy something, and you're or to build something. Okay, 11.9. Okay, you're building into that pro forma. You know what your rate has to be, and you can't be cutting off your nose in spite of your face on that. So. You've got to take all that into consideration, but you're playing a game where I'm going to roll the dice and hopefully I can refi or get out of the mini perm and put permanent financing on that's going to be at 6 or 7%, and then 2 to 3 years later, hopefully be able to refinance it down below that. But we were at historic lows. You could buy a commercial asset at a residential interest rate for a decade, okay? Unheard of. When I got into the industry, it was exotic instruments, land contracts, leases, ground leases, a few other things. We had interest rates at 15, 17.
When you say exotic instruments, do you mean something like an Australian instrument? What's that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, didgeridoo.
That's it. That or,
So let me ask you guys this then, because you're talking about these higher interest rates and you have to build that into your pro forma, and obviously a pro forma is being developed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is years go out, moving forward. How there still seems to be, at least in a lot of markets, I would say, you guys can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but
Flynn disappeared.
A lot of uncertainty, on that long-term outlook. How is certain segments going to come back? How do you kind of develop that pro forma with so much still up in the air?
Downside protection. You have to write in the potential of having 50% vacancy, right? Yeah. So if you have that downside protection in, and that you can service your debt even at half vacancy, you know that you can control something, and you're stoked when things are at full vacancy. See what I did there, Clint?
Yeah, I
There
love
you
that.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But, you know, that should be factored in. In fact, look at what's happening in Los Angeles. I hope you guys have heard about this mansion tax.
Right.
This is insane. You know, they get this thing passed. Check this out, Dave.
I don't know anything about this.
That's why Glenn's building in Orange County.
All right, you guys are
Why?
going to get ill right now. So in California, if you were to sell a building in Los Angeles, you know, typically up until this recently, you would have 1.1% as far as your documentary transfer tax that's paid to your county. Well, now over the last couple of years, Los Angeles has added a city tax, and that's going to add another sometimes $4 to $6 per thousand, depending where you are as far as a tax.
Right.
Now they added something, they put it on the legislation as mansion tax. And when you're out there voting, you think, you know what? F that guy with his mansion. He can pay a little more tax.
Right. But then you realize that all property in California is expensive.
Only people with a
screwed
backyard
too.
like yours, Glenn, can,
You mean this
can
one?
afford this.
Yeah.
But what they did is this mansion tax actually hits commercial real estate. And that's going to be another 5.5% on the sales price. So now if you had a $10 million building, and they call it mansion tax, but think about a family trust that has an apartment building that might be worth $10 million.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's not as sexy as it sounds. And now these folks are going to have to pay over $1 million in transfer tax to dispose of a $10 million asset. No way. So now people are going to sell it for 9.5, or Craig, you know, this game, they'll probably start to go personal property, and everything will look like a hotel sale where there's going to be, you know, people are going to be itemizing nightstands and reporting that to SBOE.
See, I was going to say doorknobs, but nightstand's probably a good idea too. So,
what
no,
point-
you're right. I mean, you're going to turn it into a personal property thing so that you don't exceed that threshold.
But so people will have to factor that in.
You know, it's just like one of my idiot neighbors. He was talking about how Proposition 13 needs to be updated and reworked, and in my own genteel way, I explained to him that he was an idiot. It was really about how the tax assessor and the tax collector need to do their jobs, and it's also about knowing where the fuck does the money go. And
So-
that's really the bottom line. Is every time you pull a permit to renovate, or a room addition, or a pool, a smokehouse, a clubhouse, you know, it triggers.
Are we talking about my backyard again?
Yeah, exactly. It triggers a reassessment. A sale triggers a reassessment. And
Craig, even worse, we have these HUD things that are going in on a tax on every recording.
Right.
I'm going to charge you $275 just to record one document, and apparently that's going to HUD. But I've never seen more homeless people than I ever have over these last couple of years. And we've been sending hundreds of thousands of dollars to the counties via this tax that we have to pass on to the consumers.
And Glenn, he's not talking about you, me, and David. Okay.
No, I know. And listen, this is why people tune into Friday Night Audit, because this conversation is hysterical.
Well, it is absolutely a joke in a lot of ways, but
No, I know, but unfortunately not the good kind. But
So at what
fortunately,
point
we'll be back in LA in a couple of weeks for
Yeah,
Alex.
if you live and work in California, sadly, it's a joke, but it's a reality.
Yeah.
well, I mean, listen, New York State, New York City, especially have their own, and North Jersey has their own, disaster policies. But so, at what point? And this is a question that's been asked long before I was born, probably long before you guys were even born, which I know is a long time.
Whoa! Wait a minute. He
So-
just acknowledged history prior to his date of birth. Did I hear that right?
For
Or
now.
was my earpiece broken?
But at what point, does the corporate or the political politics and the taxes and at what point does that drive away business? Or at what point it has? I mean,
It is significantly, I believe, right now.
Yeah,
So-
both New York and California.
right. So at what point do they have to? Does the pendulum have to swing back? Can it even swing back?
It can, but that depends on whether or not people are smart enough. It's a tough balance, to be fair, because we want people who have more means to pay more, but you can't push it too far because then they could go into another state.
Right.
So you got to figure out the happy medium. And places like California and New York are pretty freaking awesome. So you can push it, but you can't be insane.
Yeah.
And they have to be honest about it. When you hear mansion tax and it's just going to be a tax on a residential mansion that somebody sells, okay, fine. But, you know, when you call it a mansion tax, but you apply it to 7-Eleven that's being sold, it's just not right.
It's not right. All right, listen. This conversation, while really good, is much better for daytime hours. I need to move on.
You have registered no vacancy and your corporation and all that stuff, not only in Long Island, but also in California, because you do all this work and you're building a new project.
It's actually all out of Grand Cayman, so nobody can track anything that I'm doing. And the reason for that is because I don't know if you guys know this, but our friend Daniel discovered something about Craig and myself. We have a whole secret life, and I'm really shocked that he figured this out. Take a look at this.
Hey, Holmes. Hey, man, that's so, man. I've been smoking since I was born, man. I could smoke anything, man. I think you better light it in here, man.
Right.
These gas fumes, man.
Oh, man.
While very true, I feel like I've said this before, but I've always imagined you guys in your younger years, especially when you're out visiting Craig, being kind of more in line with this vision.
Yeah, you're right on target there, David.
Oh my God. I didn't really, it's like time has passed. I can't believe how long ago that movie is already, how young those guys look. And for people listening to the audio feed, it's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp. And was it Benicio del Toro that was in that as well? That movie was great. It's actually one of my favorite books. And anytime, I'm like driving from LA to Vegas, I always think about somewhere at some point around Barstow, that's when the trip kicked in or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If Stephanie's out there watching, do me a favor and call David. Let's keep him off the screen for a while. Oh, hi, there he is.
Yeah.
So that movie is the only movie I could say that I've seen that, whether you're using drugs or not, whether you're drinking or not, you watch that movie and you feel high out of your mind the entire time.
Yeah, or maybe this one.
Fire in the hall. That's good.
I had no idea Anthony did bong hits.
I didn't know Anthony. Well, yeah.
Thanks again. Oh, these are all by Daniel. I've got a couple more.
When people ask my 9-year-old, where do you guys live? He says, down by the beach, boy.
Wait, hold on. How about this one?
You don't have bad luck.
Really?
Hi, you shot me twice. Really? You don't remember me?
Take that, Brad Pitt.
I love it.
Yeah. But Craig, I mean, we couldn't forget Dave, could we? Daniel definitely didn't forget Dave. So we got one more for you over here.
I shall call him Mini.
Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots from my neck. Self-respect, when you out of line, you put yourself in check.
I think that one's going up on the Friday Night Audit Instagram page.
Thank you, Daniel.
That is spectacular. I can't laugh as much because I will literally. That is, I'm trying really hard not to laugh as hard as I want. That is not only is that,
you think we don't have fun with this show.
I know.
Thank you for not putting up the water boy for me.
Yeah.
Daniel, our Lord Daniel.
Settle down, Mini Dave. Mini Dave. I think that's a new shirt. You got to send me a still of Mini Dave. We got to put that up on Redbubble.
And if
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to buy
for
your
sure.
brand new Mini Dave Friday Night Audit shirts, where can you guys go to?
Redbubble. The Aloha Craig store. Oh, wait a minute. At the Aloha
Sorry.
Craig store.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my cut of Stephanie's dress purchase, by the way. I've not received any dollar.
You're going to be waiting for a while on that.
The last thing I heard, she went to go burn it, and half of the city, went with it.
No,
but
that's not
they all
true.
decided it was worth it.
That's not true. We're doing the same thing that people do with football and baseball and basketball jerseys. We're having it framed, and it'll be hanging in the lobby of David's Hotel.
Wait, hold on. We got to put on this one. Andrew's saying still waiting for the April 20th FNA special episode. As far as I'm concerned, every episode is
Special.
20th.
April 20th, a Friday.
420.
Be a good guess for that.
Oh, it is. But is it a Friday this year?
I don't even know. Let's see. April.
Glasses are for seeing, Glenn.
I know, but these are close glasses, not
No.
glasses.
I
think it is, but I can't see all the way across my room.
No, it's a Thursday.
Oh, God. Maybe we need to do a special. this
Special
year.
edition, yeah.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Oh, yeah, Thursday. There's
And
also
speaking of special editions, we're going to have one at Click this year, I'm sure, right?
There's also
Yes, we are.
There's also a solar eclipse on Thursday, April 20th this year, apparently.
Really?
Always
According to the Google.
Wow.
To the Google?
According to the Google, there is. So, Craig, you excited? Click's what? Exactly 2 months away?
Yes. Well, actually less. 1st and 2nd of March. Yes. Very excited. Can't wait. Big announcement. Big PR release coming out on Monday. Mr. Huntsman's going to be on a panel. We've got all kinds
Breaking
of
news, people.
And
I'm really
Glenn's
upset.
moderating. Glenn and I and Bruce are doing our deal of the year. It's everybody's going to be there with the exception of Dave.
Right. Yeah.
Is there
So you're saying it's going to be a good event then?
Is there going to be a tax on your deal of the year award?
No. Glenn is graciously picking up the tab on that. It's coming out of the construction.
Hey, Andrea registered today. She can't wait. Awesome.
Nice.
Right.
I am so upset I'm not going. Everybody that's going this year better go next year when I'm there.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go every year. You just gotta stop getting your wife pregnant, and maybe you could come with us.
It's really her fault. It's really her fault.
I hear there's an operation that can fix that.
Right.
Remember that doctor's office I was showing you earlier in the pre-show? That's
Yeah.
Is that Dr. Fix?
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Okay, just so that you know, I've got a 12-inch zipper from an operation.
When you said 12-inch, I totally thought you were going in a different direction.
no.
Yeah. So people would ask me if I'm at the beach or something, what the hell happened to you? And I just look at them and I go, appendicitis, Mexico. No,
Craig, are you near sellout? Can we still be referring people to your conference?
please. No, we need them. Our room block is just about sold out, but we still have tickets on sale, and we might be able to get a few more rooms if we need to. So
Perfect.
Call producer Dave at 1-800-555-5555.
I love it.
I'm actually exclusively in charge of the room block, so
Yes.
Come on in. We're gonna oversell the block like crazy. We're gonna have Craig's rooms walked 3 counties away. It really makes for a good conference experience.
You didn't want a king bed. You wanted a crib, right, sir?
Good answer. Good answer.
That's hysterical.
Ryan, were you at Click last year?
Oh yeah.
Ryan's been at every one. He's a
Every
founding
year.
exhibitor.
I don't think our paths crossed last year. I'm kind of upset about that. We could have been drinking vodka with a side of vodka together.
I figured it was by design. You were avoiding me after that.
Hey, Ryan, don't you have some breaking news?
You know what? I do. Thank you, Craig. I have some breaking news that is about an hour and a half old. We have started a national hospitality division here at our company. Chicago title. And we started with a guy named Steve Senft. I think he's been on this show, and he is
totally.
Yeah. I mean, he's been a broker. He's been a financer. He's been an owner. He's been a manager. He's basically done everything but work at a brand. And hopefully, and I believe it to be so, this will be his last job ever, because he signed on with us about 5.5 months ago, and his success has been incredible. He's probably brought in several $1 billion of hospitality transactions as a new employee. So because that went off so well, and there was so much success with bringing Steve aboard, we decided to try to find somebody in the industry who's really well known, well respected, but also really knows their title and escrow, because again, we're the transaction company. And we found Stephanie Zapalak, and she's going to be a tremendous asset to our team. I know that she works with a lot of people that will be at Click, because I see her every year. And, for decades, for at least a decade, we've been friendly competitors. But now I'm happy to announce that we are no longer competing, and we are a part of the same team. So now you'll get to see Stephanie at your conference, Craig, and at other conferences flying a Chicago title flag.
Nice.
Absolutely. And if David has the Click 6 flyer, her picture's on that.
Oh, really?
David doesn't, because nobody gave it to me. So
really?
Ooh.
Oh, David. I can't believe that.
I haven't received any Craig Sullivan text today. So
you need new friends.
There you go. I just sent it to you.
But thank you, Craig, for bringing that up. We are just ecstatic. Stephanie signed on just a couple of hours ago. She will be getting her business cards over the weekend, and she will be starting here pounding the pavement on Tuesday the 10th. So if anybody
signed with you guys, like literally today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just a couple hours ago, I texted Craig and told him I'm racing to get here on camera. I was just meeting with Stephanie. In fact, and thank you to Craig for that. It's kind of crazy. Craig has no idea how many times he puts people into our world. But in this case, it turns out Stephanie was a little bit unsure of her role at her current employer and reached out to Craig. And what she told me today is Craig told her, you either call Ryan and Lance and Steve at Chicago or just get out a title. And I'm very grateful that she followed your remarks, Craig, and called us. And we are just ecstatic to have her aboard.
Yeah, no, it's great for you guys, because as you grow, and you know this with what you've been doing, you can't cover everything. And to have partners that you can count on, and you can split up territories and work together and get deals done. It's I was the Lone Ranger, and it was difficult. So I think you guys are really taking a great tact and getting that done. See, my magical powers are so extensive, I made David disappear. Look at that.
Yeah, and you did such a good job. He's not even backstage. He totally dropped off completely. Oh, wait. Oh, bad news. He seems to be back.
There he is.
So again,
what's going on for your internet, dude? Something's going on over there.
The internet's actually perfectly fine.
I don't know. You look pixelated. You've never looked better, but you are pixelated.
I have a new. There we go.
Hey.
So I have a new computer, and I wasn't able to share this unless I restarted Chrome.
Okay, so if you look at the picture, top row on the right,
next to Stacy,
David and his beautiful bride.
Yeah.
In the center is all the speakers from last year. But right there, left-hand side, that is Stephanie Zapalak, and she is standing next to a very good friend of Ryan Huntsman's and mine, Stacy Steeman, and that was part of last year's conference. And if you go down to the bottom, I think there's a good picture of Glenn Hausman.
I doubt that.
There's no picture.
You know better.
Hey, it's a picture of Greg Sullivan is what
Also
that is.
With our number one fan.
Amazing of Amy and Ed. Yeah.
Was this before or after Disney is the real question.
That was before. That was the
it was definitely. I don't think some of the people in that picture would have looked like that after.
Yeah.
So Susanna's saying Dave does look super crappy The only word I'm confused about with is tonight.
Suzanne, I love you.
Well, she's also impressed that we got a new background. Yeah, Suzanne.
Yes,
we got a new logo and everything. Look at that.
The logo looks like it's
We
from
moved into the 70s.
I freaking love that logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That looks like
Our season 3 logo, and that will be on Redbubble soon as well. So you can get your t-shirts.
So if we're doing a decade
leggings,
year, if we're doing
underwear.
a decade year, does that mean that
It's a decade every 2 years.
Oh, geez. So I have to wait 4 more years just to get to the no. So then, yeah, 4 more years just to get to the 90s. That's not good.
No.
You know, the rest of your hair is going to be great, just not that patch on the one side.
Yeah, by that time it will be. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you guys are all very retro. That is for sure.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
You guys are everybody involved in this show, except for me, is maybe not Ryan. Ryan looks pretty young too, but
Yeah, I want to be in your category. I don't want to be with the old guys.
you're all very, very retro.
It sounds semi-desperate though.
How old are you, Dave?
Ryan's just saying that because I used to date his mother.
Hey-o, but I'm not calling you daddy.
I am a healthy.
You know, David calls Glenn daddy all the time.
That is
I don't
not
want you.
true at all.
Stop talking about when we're intimate.
I don't want to know anything about that.
I am a healthy, spry 35-year-old, Ryan. I know the gray hair.
I like that you tried to emphasize healthy. Yeah, I believed it too.
Yeah,
Does that mean you're only eating pizza once a week?
Yeah, this is the guy who we dedicated a whole show to Habit Burger because of him.
We did.
that wasn't because of my like of burgers. That was because of the erroneous concept that In-N-Out Burger is any type of quality food.
No, it's
Oh.
Whoa.
Did you hear that, Ryan? Come on. Come on.
It is completely erroneous.
Now,
to believe
I
that
would
In-N-Out
agree
Burger
with
is
you if you would have said the Wiener Schnitzel doesn't have quality food. Okay.
Right.
I don't know what that is.
Because that's just synthetic.
Hey, it's like you
But
just keep walking.
Of that, Craig.
And you know, Glenn was out yesterday and we were talking, and he ordered a burger and some chicken bits.
I was at the Wendy's yesterday.
Like, oh my god, he's really going to eat that shit?
Listen, here's what happens. Here's what happened. Sometimes I get fast food in airports. I definitely get Taco Bell after 1 a.m. when I'm returning from an airport.
Oh, of course, everybody.
When
does.
I get my car serviced, because I do the show at 12, I want to try to eat lunch and I need something to fill my time. So I go and I get some fast food to treat myself when I get my car serviced. Funny thing is, I get my car serviced every 17 miles. So that's a little, I probably should have.
But do you pay for that service?
Especially
considering it's
No,
not your
right.
car.
So yesterday on 3 Minute Thursdays, this was a whole thing. Right. So I lease a car now, right? And I've started getting into the leasing because I don't drive as much as I used to because I have the home studio and I just go to the airport. And it's like they're trying to tell me that I should pay to get my car serviced and stuff like that. But I don't own the car. I don't give an F about the car. I'm like, y'all should pay for the service. You're the ones who are going to get it back and have to resell it and stuff like that. So fortunately, my plan, I don't have to pay for it. But I'm like, why would people do anything but the bare minimum to take care of their car if it's leased? I don't get that.
Yeah. Ryan, you leased cars for years. So do I. I mean,
here's the loan sharks of the hospitality world, all on this screen right here. So the idea that leasing is not financially beneficial to buying. Explain in your situation, Glenn, why it would be.
Depends on the asset, right, Glenn?
Yeah, I suppose it's just like I'm at that point in my life where I'm not using the car all that much, and it's fun to kind of upgrade every 3 years, and I'm paying the car payment anyway. And what am I gonna do? Hold on to I guess I could have owned one and then give it to my kids at some point.
But they didn't even start driving till this year, and they're 18.
And now they're gone and they're at college and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really need the car all that much. anymore.
Now-
I'm like literally all I do is go to the grocery store in the airport. You know,
The last car that I got, and I knew we were going into the financial meltdown, and I also knew that
the last car you got was like
That I bought.
2007.
Craig.
All right.
okay, we're going into the financial meltdown, and I had front loaded a bunch of deals and ended up. I could have taken the rest of the year off and not, worried about a damn thing. But we were a couple of months into the financial meltdown, and I knew that I was probably going to end up taking about a 50% cut in pay at some point.
Right.
And I had a leased Mercedes that I wanted to get out of. And that's when I got my 650i BMW Cabriolet. Now, because we were in the meltdown, that price dropped from 120,000 to 70,000, and then I grinded them some more and got it less. I still have that car, my favorite car ever, other than a 56 Chevy Nomad or a 65 Impala SS.
Right. I don't want to one up you, but I loved my 1992 Saturn.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. See, just
Craig, I was privy to some contracts.
Yeah.
I was privy to some contracts maybe 20 years ago when Craig was still at North American, and there were title companies soliciting Craig. Yeah. And in the contract, I apologize if I'm not supposed to share this.
No, I know where you're going. Do it.
I saw a Bentley Continental convertible was a part of the contract.
Part of the program. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I was like, all right, I think I could get into title.
That was part of the program, and paid medical. I stopped paying for medical decades ago. It was always part of my package. If you're going to lump it in as part of my employment, where I think it should be a right, okay, you're paying for it, not me.
But now that I know a 1998 Saturn, now that we know a 1998 Saturn is appropriate and kind of sexy, would you consider that to come over to Chicago Title with everybody else, Craig?
Ooh.
No.
Oh.
I'm done with title. I have way too much fun with David and Glenn on this show, doing the conference, doing some speaking gigs, and twice a year, if I'm lucky, I'm on No Vacancy News. So no, that's
the funny part.
My life is very fulfilled. Plus, I have a 15-month-old puppy. So
that's a lot of work. But
yeah, hey, we gotta get you on, Craig. We should get you on to promote the conference. Is what we need to do. Yeah, Dave, schedule Craig to come on a show, would you? Just make
you have to think you're my boss or something.
No.
You use Dave for your show?
You're talking.
Tell Dave that but the producer Suzanne.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
Thanks, buddy.
Driving and purchasing cars, and I got to run. Actually,
you got to go.
Bye.
But you're talking about car deals 20 years ago, and the funny part about that is 20 years ago I couldn't even legally drive yet. So enjoy that. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend.
Good night, David.
That's crazy.
Take care, nephew.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to Daddy.
That's ridiculous. Like I was already married 20 years ago.
We'll miss you like a hole in the head, Dave.
Watch, he's gonna pop back in.
Yes, that looks like
he's never ever gone.
Yeah, Suzanne, please be after please be after Dave. It looks like we have an opening next week for you, Craig. So that's
cool.
Really good. Yeah, awesome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'll even shave that day.
What's that? No. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go clean for a while here?
No.
Right.
This was my first mistake of the year, and luckily it was on the third day of the year. Okay, yeah. I went to trim the beard, and the wrong attachment was on there, and all of a sudden I saw skin, and I went, "Ooh, fuck it," and just took the whole thing off. But hey, it's the first mistake of many that will be made throughout the year.
It's
so,
like when you're shaving and you go in the sideburns and this one's too high, and then
right.
Make it
I mean, it was a little weird. He did that one thing, yet he decided to shave his entire body. I don't know why he went that far.
Don't tell them.
Right. So I can't believe we've made it this far, but look where we're at. All right, hold on. I gotta put a pin in the Plug-a-Palooza. Look what's going on over here.
Because now the real producer just popped in.
Hi, producer Suzanne, Dr. Producer Suzanne. How are you?
I'm great.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's fabulous to see you. Nice to meet you, Ryan.
Hi. We hope you're off to a great New Year, Suzanne.
Hey, nice.
There you go.
It's right there. We're doing a great day.
Now, Suzanne, are you coming out for Click too?
We're still on the fence. We're trying to plan a field trip with 15 students, and so I'm going to get back to you. We've got to check on some transportation issues.
Okay, let me know.
I will as soon as we've been putting that together this week. So
okay, sounds good.
I really want to, but there's only so many things I can juggle.
I hear you. No pressure.
Although Suzanne makes it seem like she can juggle everything all at once. Yeah.
That's why she's an amazing individual.
Look, I don't know what's going on in your head, but us out here feel you're handling it all. Yeah.
I forgot today was Friday. I was texting.
I know. She was texting me. Anthony was texting me.
Friday. We know when it's Friday.
I know you guys do. I'm still in the office working right now.
Yeah.
How do you work with these people, Suzanne?
So's Ryan.
It's all good. That's why I look a little crooked with my background too.
I know.
All right. Well,
hey, look at this.
You. Oh, look, thanks. I appreciate it.
WP says you rock, Suzanne.
He does rock.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to work because I'm, watching podcast clips and Glenn and Anthony all day. I got to keep it up. So
I'm so
great
sorry.
to see you all. Have a happy New Year.
Bye.
Or food or anything? I mean, that sounds painful.
I know. And honestly, I haven't had lunch. I haven't even had dinner yet. I mean, these guys work me really hard.
I know.
Wow.
I know. It's all right. Anthony was supposed to send you a box of Ritz crackers. Did you get those?
No. I have an empty coffee cup. That's it.
Oh, poor you. What a tragedy.
And then I have to listen to these guys on repeat from the last 2 years. It's a tough day. I got to tell you.
I love it.
All right, get you guys later.
Yeah, somehow I still like her more than Dave. I don't know.
At least I'm not lying in bed wearing sweatshirt, having a totally messy background. As long as you don't put Dave on any undergarments, you are good for 2023.
God. Can't unsee that picture in the mind's eye. Thank you.
Yep.
That's going to be bad news.
That's too funny.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, Ryan, what's your shameless plug, bro?
All right. Shameless plug is we process transactions, and I would recommend using us.
Excellent.
How do they get a hold of you to use you?
You can call me at 949-351-4929. You can look me up on the Google, and hopefully you don't see any of my past discretions. You just see the best title sales.
And if you would like to learn more about his past discretions, I watched the earlier part of this show where
that was the other Ryan Huntsman.
How about an email address?
I am at rhuntsman@ctt.com, like Charlie Tango Tango. Thank you, Craig.
I love it. Thanks for using the military parlance as well. Craig, we're all excited about Click. It is coming so soon, but the one thing you didn't say is how do we register? How do we get there?
You can register at cliconference.com. And you can also get room reservations. Our room block is just about sold out, but you can get your registration, your room reservations, and you can join us on March 1st for our brand new welcome to the attendees event sponsored by all of our hotel brands. You get to meet all of the development teams with the hotel brands. You get to meet all of our speakers, all of our exhibitors, all of our sponsors, all of the attendees. And on the 2nd, we're kicking it off. We got 3 panels, more networking time, and our development deal of the year. Woo! Fierce competition this year, Glenn.
I love it. Totally fierce. So for me, all right, my plug today is a little bit different. And I promise you, I know this is more of a comedy-based show, but this is real. I have gotten my minister license. And tomorrow, I am officiating one of my friend's weddings, and I am
Nice.
super excited about it. And I can't wait to do it. So I want to send lots of love to my friend Steve and his soon-to-be bride Claudia, who I absolutely love. She's incredible. So I'm super, super duper excited to be able to share such a special moment with them. I'm honored and blessed to be able to be a part of it, and hopefully make it memorable. And guys, since we're all fish heads over there, the whole thing is going to be the band related, and I got like pages of shit. I've been working on it where I'm incorporating like fish lyrics into the whole thing. It's going to be really, really awesome. Carol says Mazel Tov. It's non-denominational, but you know, I do have a disclaimer in there if I accidentally convert them to Judaism. So, you know, hopefully that won't happen.
But could you hold a church service and be a minister?
I could do it all, man. I mean, according to whoever I paid the $50 to, that allows me to do it here in New York.
You know, a little seed money, payola thing?
Hey, Carol, it actually is being recorded on Claudia's mother, unfortunately, lives in Brazil, and because of a visa issue, can't get here. So I'm actually using all of my no vacancy podcasting gear, and we're going to record the whole thing. So that should be a real hoot. I'm really excited about it. So again, to Claudia and Steve, congratulations. What?
You're going to be mic'd up. The bride and groom are going to be.
Oh yeah, I've got all my gear. We got a table. Nice. We're gonna set it up. It should be really wonderful. I'm super happy for them. And I think that's really all I gotta say. Except one more thing. Undoubtedly, Craig, I think this has been the best show of the year.
You're right. No argument. Ryan redeemed himself. He came up with a great drink. He had fun. He's smiling. And David's back for the best show of the year so far.
So
we set the bar high.
The best thing about living in a town with the daycare right down the street is,
you're
not gone too long.
I did not think you would be like 6 minutes total.
That's
pretty impressive.
Went inside, picked him up, signed him out, and I'm back, baby.
Yeah, I love it. Well, we're just about to wrap it up, Dave. Do you have anything important you have to say before we leave?
Yes, I do. Did we already do our Plug-a-Palooza?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to
literally, we were just about to sign off.
I want to plug a PSA for all women out there, especially women that are wives. Take note. Grab a pencil. It is possible for you guys as women and as wives, to fill up the gas tank. You don't need to wait for your husband to randomly take your car to pick up your son from daycare to see that the gas tank line is past the E on empty.
You've got 6 miles.
Literally, on the drive home, my wife passes a good double-digit number of gas stations. At any one of them, she could have filled up her gas tank. She decided to say, "Screw it. Yep. We're not going to pass anything.
Hey, Fox.
We're not going to stop.
Fox.
We're not going to stop."
Fox.
And this is not the first time this has happened. So, for my young son's generation, those women out there, please train your young daughters to fill up their gas tanks.
Okay. Let me ask you something, David.
They don't even have to do it in Jersey. They just have to park.
Just park.
David, let me ask you something. Do you and Fox put the seats down on the toilet?
That's irrelevant to the point, Clint.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a negotiating point.
No.
If you put the seat down,
all seats should be down at all times. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I love it when these home brokers are doing their little video tours and all the toilet seats are open. It's like, really? I want to see a shithole? Thank you. Okay, Ryan, you also have to talk over the ending credits and say goodbye.
All right, guys, we got to get out of here. We'll see you later.
Why?
See you next
Why
week.
are we on the time frame? Bye.
I don't know what's going on. All right, we're out of here. See you guys later.